everyone, it's Emily. Welcome to Mama from Scratch. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 IKEA DIYs. These are super easy, beautiful, and really affordable. And I've had them in my home for over 2 years now. So we are upcycling some of my regular IKEA decor and turning into something really beautiful. 2 of the DIYs are actually Urban Outfitter dupes. I was on their site looking for some inspiration for my laundry room makeover, and I found a couple items on there that I was like, you know what, those would look really pretty. I didn't want to pay the price, and I knew that I could use my IKEA products to do them. So I hope you enjoy these IKEA hacks, and hopefully it just reminds you that you can shop your own home, find a few pieces that you can upcycle. You can do it with any products. It doesn't just have to be IKEA. So I hope you enjoyed today's DIY. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe if you like DIY and home decor related videos like this, and let's go ahead and get started. For this IKEA DIY, I'll be using the Vivan curtains from IKEA, and I started by finding the middle point, so I folded it in half and then I unfolded it. That way I could measure down 21 inches and then take my measuring tape all the way across diagonally to the very end of the curtain, and this will act as my reference guide. Then I got my fringed tassel trim. I thought it was so pretty. I got this off Amazon in 3 different colors. So I chose the white. I'm going to be using some fabric tack glue to adhere the fringed tassel trim to the curtains. I like this because it's super easy to work with and it dries fairly quickly. And the other thing I like about it is that it's a no-sew option. And with these curtains, they're very thin, so I definitely wanted to use a glue for this versus sewing it, because if for some reason something snagged, it would snag up the whole curtain and ruin it. So just keep that in mind when you're working with a very thin fabric such as these curtains are. So then once I got all the way down to my center point, then I took another bead of the glue and started following my measuring tape all the way up, just pressing that down. Since my first measurement on the sides were 21 inches, I wanted to make sure that I had 21 inches between the middle part as well. So whatever measurement you're going with, just make sure that lines up on the outer edge and the middle. That way everything looks even for your curtains. So the only thing I would have done differently for this DIY is to place my tassel trim about 30 inches apart versus the 21 like I did. That way it would look exactly like the Urban Outfitters picture here, which for $59 a panel, I think that's astronomical price considering I could make one panel for $8 with the fringe and the curtain itself. So this is how it turned out, and I love the way it looks. So once you gather up all your supplies, you're going to take your placemat and you're going to start with the edge of it and just add a bead of hot glue, working in very small sections, maybe 3 to 4 inches at a time, and then press that on, and you're going to go all the way around your placemat. I am using the cream color tassel trim that came with the white ones from Amazon, so I'll leave those linked down below. I thought it looked super cute like this, but I wanted to thicken up the edging a little bit, so I just trimmed off the original piece and then I glued on a second layer in between the other tassels. That way it would thicken up the tassel look, and I'm really happy I did this. Now you can layer on other colors. The package comes with white, the cream, and then black, and I'll have another idea to share with you, but this is how the first one came together, and here's my inspiration. So now I'm going to take another placemat and I'm going to actually cut this in half. This stuff was a lot harder to cut than I thought it would be. You definitely need 2 hands to squeeze those scissors together, let me tell you. So once you get it all the way across, you're going to wipe away all of the little fringe, and then I'm going to add a bead of hot glue, and I'm going to attach the first layer of the tassel trim on there, and just make sure you pull and stretch it, that way it's nice and tight, and then just trim that off. Now you could do another layer, but I thought I would jazz it up a little bit and go in with black, and then I layered this on, alternating through the white tassels, and this is how it turned out. I love how easy and fun this DIY was. Now you could actually connect these two together and create kind of like a pocket and hang those up if you wanted to. For this IKEA DIY, gather up all of these supplies. I will be using the Vigdis pillow cover from IKEA, and I've had this for quite some time. As you can tell, it's quite wrinkly, so I ironed it out a little bit, and then I'm taking a piece of thin cardboard and putting that at the very top of it, and you're going to work around this because we don't want to glue the other layer to it. I'll be taking this trim that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I am going to be taking that fabric tack glue and just doing a small layer on the top rim of this and pushing that down. That way it adheres. And like I said, this is really easy. You can do whatever pattern that you would like. I gave quite a good layer of the fabric tack glue because this trim is pretty thick, and I wanted to make sure that it holds up over time. So now I'm going to start with the side details. I took my fabric measuring board and put that on the side. That way I could gauge where exactly I wanted my shape to go. I decided to do a V in this, and I added a little bit of glue in between that. That way that would hold together since I'm not cutting my ribbon here. And then I went down every 7 inches, and then my V would be about every 3.5. And then I also went in from the sides 4.5 inches. So you're going to want 2 measuring tapes for this if you can, just to hold it out so you can see how it's holding up there. That way I get my V's and it's not too zigzaggy looking and everything is symmetrical. That is what you want. So measure twice, glue once. So now that I have the one side done, before I move on to the next one, I'm going to work on the tassels. So in that package with the cream and white tassel trim, it also came black, and so I thought I would put this to use. I cut off 3 and then pulled the strings together and tied them all and then pulled it taut. It worked out really well. I don't know how else to explain it, but it works really easy. If you have the right type of fabric or tassel trim material, definitely do that. I did not. The only thing I have is yarn, and that wouldn't look right with the trim on this. This worked really nice. So they are a little bit small, but I still think it's a nice detail. So what I went ahead and did and just pulled that back, added a little bit of beaded glue, and then blocked that in there, and then you'll just cut it off and just press it on, making sure it's there, and then you have little tassels on the very end of your pillows. This is optional, you don't have to do that, but I like the little added detail. So now I'm going to work on the second edge, and before I go all the way down, I'm going to apply my little tassel up there in the corner. Once I finished gluing on my trim, I let the pillow dry for a whole day, and then I took my IKEA insert and put that into the pillow, zipped it up, and it looks so beautiful. I like how easy this project was, and I'm upcycling something that I already had, and it only cost me a few dollars in trim. So yeah, definitely let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new, if you like DIY, home decor, and makeover videos here on my channel. I'd love to have you. If you happen to miss my last few videos, they'll be linked here on the screen. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.